Now, when you're in a new relationship or just starting to talk to a guy and he starts to feel a little bit distant, it can make you feel incredibly powerless and really insecure about yourself. And what this makes a lot of people do in this situation is rather than giving that person their own space to work things out, what they do is actually try as hard as possible to bring it back to what it once was. But here's the thing. Working hard to make someone miss you never really works. Because when you're working really hard to make someone miss you, what you're still doing is putting all of your emotional energy into that person. And assuming you're talking to a guy with even half of a brain, he's going to still feel that emotional energy being targeted towards him rather than other places. So rather than following most of that manipulative garbage advice that exists right now on the internet about how to make a man miss you, what I'm actually going to be giving you is some advice on how to redirect that energy away from the guy and more so onto yourself, which in turn will make him naturally miss you. Keep watching. Hey there, my name is Adam Litolce from sexyconfidence.com, where I help you create your love story. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 ways to make a man miss you, and in turn, he will truly be begging to bring you back into his life. Now, the advice I give in this video is really targeted for lots of different situations, whether you're not dating a guy exclusively and you still want to get his attention a little bit, or you are currently dating a guy or even a long-term relationship and there's a little bit of a lull in the energy in the relationship. And just realize that lulls do happen, especially when you're in a new relationship. You think that that spark that exists at the very beginning of that relationship is going to last forever, and it just doesn't. So it's at this very moment where you can go in one of 2 directions. One is you give him all of your energy, all of your attention with the hopes that he will reciprocate and bring it back, or you can invest your time and energy into yourself and improving yourself, which will naturally bring the relationship back to its harmony. Because really what you want from all of this is for the man to start reinvesting his time, his energy, his emotional energy back into you. And the more that a man invests that energy into you, the more he's going to want to protect that investment. And if he doesn't have to do anything to win you over, or he doesn't have to invest any amount of energy into making it happen, he is going to 100% take it for granted. So let's jump into the 5 ways. So strategy number 1 is to start investing your time back into your own social life. It is perfectly okay for you to have plans for an entire weekend that doesn't involve your guy. And in fact, this is incredibly healthy. I think that couples should always be maintaining their own independent social life. And if you're finding that within the first couple months of dating a guy, all you're trying to do is blend your social life, then you are doing it all wrong. Maintain your own group of friends, because what this does is it naturally allows the relationship to just breathe a little bit, because you're going to be able to go hang out with your own friends and allow him to do whatever it is that he needs to do to have his own space. Now, strategy number 2 is to use one of the most powerful words in the English language, and that is no. Now, when we really care for someone, or even more, we love someone, we think that the more that we say yes to them, the more that they will appreciate or love us back. But more often than not, that is not the case. In fact, if you're the type of person who just loves to say yes to anyone, you are the type of person who absorbs the energy from everyone, you're willing to take on any challenge to help someone out, chances are a lot of people will take advantage of you, or certainly take you for granted. So if you're talking to a guy who is constantly asking you for favors but never returns the favor, now is the time to draw that line in the sand and start saying no. It's okay. And in fact, he might appreciate you more. Or is he the type of guy who always makes you come to his place, drive across town at 2 a.m. to come sleep at his place after he's out a night out drinking with his buddies? What do you say at that point? Say it with me. No. Step number 3 is to stop initiating all text conversations. So I challenge you right now for the next 14 days to not initiate conversation with this guy. Let him come to you, let him initiate those conversations, and if he doesn't initiate those conversations, that's perfectly okay. Go off and do other things with your other friends. And in fact, try to take, where's my phone? Try to take some time off your phone. See, I'm taking off time from my phone right now. Spend the next 14 days of your life reducing your screen time and going back to living in the real world, reconnecting with old friends. Grab coffee with an old friend of yours who you haven't met up with in a while. I mean, when's the last time someone has just like asked you to grab coffee? Take this 14 days and see what type of investment he's going to make back in the relationship. If he's not making any effort, maybe he just needs some time, or maybe things are just not going to work out. No matter what, at least you are not the person who is constantly chasing him. The fourth way to make a guy miss you is to change something about yourself that is absolutely profound. Now, this could be something physical, such as getting a haircut or doing like a total makeover. Maybe go buy that red dress that you would never normally wear because you're more of kind of like a tomboy, and that's totally cool, but like try something a little bit different. Or maybe it's something about your life that you've decided to change. Maybe you decided to take up like Kung Fu. I don't know, it just came to me. Or you started rock climbing. Maybe there's a certain passion that you want to start taking up. Change something profound about yourself, and also don't be afraid to post about it on social media. This will accomplish one of two things. Number one is he will probably notice this on social media and be thinking a lot about you and what are these incredible changes that are happening in your life. And most importantly, number two is that you are working on yourself because you are the most important part of this whole process of finding love. And finally, the fifth strategy to making a man miss you, and this is only for those women who are talking to a guy and are not in a committed relationship with that guy, start going on dates with other men. Now, I know you're thinking right now in your head, you're probably thinking that I'm telling you to make this guy jealous, but that is actually not at all what I'm talking about. I have a rule with all the members in the Sexy Confidence Club, and that is this: you are never in a relationship with a man unless it has been explicitly defined. So unless you've had that conversation that defined the relationship conversation where you are boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever status it is, unless you've had that conversation, you, my sexy single lady, are single. And as most sexy single ladies do, you should be going out with other men. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this has nothing to do with energy towards making this guy jealous or anything like this. In fact, this does the opposite. This is for you to put your energy elsewhere, to be able to realize that there are other options out there. There are other guys out there. And if this guy doesn't work out, then you know what? Say that magical four-letter word, which is next, and go find that next guy. Because the last thing I want you to do is waste any emotional energy on some dud who doesn't have enough energy to put into a relationship. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want a little bit more in depth on how to be that high value woman that men naturally pursue, I actually have a course called The High Value Woman, and it's part of the Sexy Confidence Club, along with many other courses. We also have a community in there where I can connect with you directly. You can also join me on the live coaching calls where I can be able to answer your questions directly. So I'd love to see you in there. We'll leave a link to that course in the description below or in the bio. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you, you sexy single lady, next week. Bye-bye.